Do you ever feel like life is happening to you instead of being created by you? You wake up, check your phone, go to work, consume content, get distracted, and go to sleep. Then repeat the exact same cycle again tomorrow. And somewhere deep down, you know something feels wrong. Not dramatic or catastrophic, just empty. Like you're watching your own life instead of actually living it. I felt like this for years. And the scary part is, I didn't even realize it. Because modern life is incredibly good at putting people on autopilot. And once you're on autopilot long enough, you stop asking questions, you stop making intentional decisions, you stop feeling alive. You just exist. And I think that's why so many people today feel lost, numb, and disconnected from their own lives. The movie The Matrix, for instance, isn't just a science fiction movie. It's about unconscious living dominated by someone or something else, not by you. And if you don't know it, here's what I mean.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And that's exactly what's happening in our modern world. Most people think they're making independent decisions, but their thoughts, goals, routines, and desires are constantly shaped by the systems around them. Social media tells you what matters. Algorithms decide what you pay attention to. School teaches you what success should look like. And society gives you a script. Study, work, consume, repeat. And if you never stop to question that script, you can wake up 10 years later wondering where your life went. I think the real danger isn't failure, it's unconscious success. Climbing a ladder for years only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. That's what emptiness often is. Not pain, not tragedy, just disconnection from your own direction. Here's something I realized. Human beings need progress to feel alive. But modern life gives us stimulation instead of progress. Endless scrolling, endless entertainment, endless distraction. And distractions are dangerous because they remove the feeling of urgency from your life. You stop thinking long term, you stop asking, who am I becoming? What do I actually want? Am I proud of how I'm living? Days become blurry, and eventually tasks, stress, and negativity pile up so high that your brain gives up trying to control any of it. So you surrender, not physically, but mentally. You let life drive you. And the weird thing is, people can look completely functional while feeling completely empty inside. Because emptiness doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like comfort. For most of my life, this is exactly how I felt. Not terrible, not amazing either, just disconnected. Like my life was already scripted and I was just playing a role inside it. I kept waiting for clarity, for motivation, for some moment where life would suddenly feel meaningful. But it never came. And eventually, I realized something uncomfortable. Nobody was coming to take control of my life for me. If I stayed passive, my future would be built by default, by algorithms, by habits, by other people's expectations. So I started changing things, small things first. My routines, my habits, my environment, the things I consumed, the goals I chased. But honestly, taking control alone still wasn't enough, because even after changing my actions, I still carried the same mindset. I still thought like the old version of me, and that realization changed everything for me. I think a meaningful life comes from two things combined: control and identity. But most people only focus on one. Control means becoming intentional again, choosing your direction instead of drifting into one, deciding what deserves your attention, who influences you, what kind of future you're building. Because if you don't control your life, something else will. Attention is life. Whatever controls your attention slowly controls your reality. But control without identity doesn't last, because eventually you fall back into old patterns. Real change happens when your mindset changes, when you stop seeing yourself as lazy, lost, stuck, or broken, and start seeing yourself as someone capable of building a meaningful life. Your identity shapes your actions, and your actions reinforce your identity. That loop changes everything. So if life feels empty right now, here's the framework I wish I understood earlier. Step 1, wake up. Notice the autopilot. Question your routines. Question your distractions. Question where your attention goes every day. Step 2, take back control. Start making intentional decisions again. Small promises, small wins, small discipline. Because momentum creates meaning. Step 3, change your identity. Stop waiting to feel different before acting different. Act like the person you want to become first. Your brain eventually catches up. Step 4, build towards something. Humans need purpose, growth, progress. Meaning isn't found, it's built. I don't think modern life is empty because happiness is impossible. I think it feels empty because most people never truly choose their own life. They inherit it. And maybe this is the real matrix. Not a computer program controlling humanity, but unconscious living. Existing without intention, drifting without direction, being distracted long enough to never ask who you really want to become. But the moment you wake up, the moment you take control, change your identity, even in small ways, life starts feeling real again. Not perfect, and especially not easy, but meaningful. And honestly, there's nothing more precious than that. So please take the red pill.